And we're back. Welcome back to Conan Exiles Episode 2. So, we're gonna go ahead and place a little camp here. Stuff regrows. So it's actually kind of gonna be irritating to, like, if you plant... friggin' alligators. If you put your camp down where there's lots of stuff, you're always gonna be hearing it, because everything regrows. Absolutely everything. Trees, monsters, everything. So... We're screw it, man. We're gonna build up on the wall. I haven't done that yet, and that's one of the major claims to fame about this game. So we're gonna put down a bedroll here. Unless it can't be on a slope. That's funny. So it does. It's really just your respawn point. It doesn't matter. Terrible amount that it be. Okay, whatever. Over here is fine. Ugh, God. So, come on. Just somewhere. Oh my God! Nowhere safe. I swear to God. It's a dark and mysterious world. So, yes, public server can be a thing. This is in Howard's universe. Okay, so, yeah, let me move forward with that. While I just build. I'm just gonna do stuff in the background here while I talk, because this... Actually, I have something to say about this. So, yeah, we'll do it in this. Nope. Exiles. Jesus Christ. So, Conan the Barbarian is actually what I identify with, though. It's what I grew up with, and it's... I have a lot to say about Conan the Barbarian. Because Howard's Conan was kind of a product of his time. It was Dust Bowl era. And like a lot of Lovecraft's stuff, the writing is great, but it can be a bit dated. We'll say that. And it was much more... Howard's Conan was much more kind of a pillager, kind of a ravaging... warrior. He was just, I mean, really in a lot of, he was just kind of a murderer, just a plunderer, pillager, pirate, that kind of thing. He just was a thief, and that's not what I'm about. Conan the Barbarian is really important to me. I grew up on it. I watched it a whole bunch of times, and as I've grown, it's only become more poignant and more important to me. Here's fun. You just hold F, interact, and now your spawn point's set. It's that simple. So now I'm just gonna not talk about the game for a while. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just watch the mouse. So, Conan the Barbarian. If you have, first of all, straight up, if you haven't seen it ever, immediately watch it. If you haven't seen it in a long time, watch it. It's had a couple memes that are common with it. You know, what is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. That was Conan as a young man. That was him trained in war before he knew anything. Conan the Barbarian in particular is not... It's not a simple thing. It's an epic. It's operatic. It's poetic. It's an art. It's a meditation on life. I think a lot of people mistakenly they only remember it, you know, vaguely from when they first saw it when it came out, and everyone dismissed it for its violence, because it is an incredibly violent movie. The thing is, the movie is about... I mean, you literally see him, Conan, from his childhood. What made him? The movie is a coming-of-age movie. It's about being a man. What it means to be a man, to lead one, to live according to one's own morality in dark times. It's about fatherhood, about living up to your father, about casting down false prophets, about people who would claim to lead you, who claim to know what's right. It's a lot of things. See, I'm recording this series. I'm starting this today. It's President's Day, or it just passed. It's right around President's Day, and my dad died on President's Day just a few years ago, and it still hurts. You know, it's only been a few years, and it was really sudden. He died of pancreatic cancer. He went from diagnosis to dead in a month. Stage 4, just out of nowhere. It was rough. My dad was a quiet man. He tried to live by example, or lead by example, you know, and he was stoic. He never complained. He never complained about anything. He just tried to, you know, do his thing. Tried to live in this world. He was a Vietnam vet. He enlisted. He was not drafted. He was a complex dude, and he was hard to understand. And he was very misunderstood by a lot of people. He never sat me down and gave me life lessons. That wasn't what he understood, and I believe this, that a man has to make his own way. A man has to look inside himself and see what is right. Because morality, I believe this. I truly believe this. Morality is self-evident. And it is influenced by culture. Yes, you know, it's... If you are raised up in a culture of absolute just depravity, then that will be the norm to you. And it will be harder for you to reject that, because it's easier to follow than to lead. It's easier to follow than to, you know, be your own person. And I have always strived to do that. I've always strived to be my own person. I don't care about people following me, and I don't want to lead other people. I'm an Omega in the silly that silly shit people like to put way too much weight into. And that's what Conan is about. Conan the Barbarian, if you watch it, if you really watch it, and ignore the silliness of it at times, and you absorb what's happening, and you watch Conan's journey from seeing his family butchered as a child and being enslaved, trained for war, achieving everything that he was trained to achieve, but seeing the emptiness of it, freeing himself from the shackles of his train, of everything that he knew, and striking out on his own, to going through a period of debauchery and excess and hedonism and gluttony and just pleasing his senses, you know, and then finding love and chasing it and trying to have a simple life, having that taken from him, to rejecting the man who would be his presumed father, to casting him down and standing before the world, revealing the truth of their folly to them. That's all. It's an admirable life, and it's. We should be so lucky to have something as satisfying. So, I know that was kind of rambly, but I'm doing this series for my dad. I'm doing all of this for my dad because he never once said video games are stupid. He bought me a Nintendo when I was 7, right when it came out. I'm 38 years old, and my dad, he always nurtured it. He got me a Commodore 64 when he got me, and then he got me a Nintendo, and then he laughed and he told me about when he played D&D when he was a kid, or no, not when he was a kid, but when he was a teenager when it came out, and he got me his old basic D&D box, like the cardboard box with stuff, and you know, he throughout my entire life, even once I was well past, childhood, and I was into, young adulthood, and then my early 30s, he never ever once said games are stupid. He never said games are a waste of time. He never said, why do you do that? Why don't you do X, Y, or Z? He always nurtured it. For years, my entire, from the point where I was no longer a kid and I needed to start supporting myself, he always said and encouraged and would send me links to schools like Nintendo's DigiPen. He would send me links and say, why don't you be a game designer? All you've ever cared about is games. They're your passion. They're what drives you. Why don't you do games for a living? He would have loved seeing this series. He would have loved this channel. I wish you could have seen this. He was only 60 years old. Sorry. So, I find the poetry in this. We're all... Oh, the reflection on water is really nice. These times are dark. This channel's never going to be political, but we're in dark times. Everyone's divided, obviously, and it is in these times that I find Conan, surprisingly, to be a really good ideal and a good way to live. Go watch the movie. Seriously, watch Conan the Barbarian, and you'll understand. It's about truth and rightness, about right and wrong. Because there is such a thing as right and wrong. There really is. Okay, I'm getting way off topic here. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video here because you can't really do too much at night, as you can see. Obviously, that'll look good on video anyway. I'm going to pause the video here and get myself together, and we'll resume once the sun is back up. Alright, looks like dawn's breaking. So, we can carry on, start gathering. So, I apologize for such excessive talking. This series and this game have emotional, impact, relevance to me. They just do. It's just, it'd be silly to deny it. And pretend like there isn't a lot going on in my head right now. So, but there'll be a lot less talking now. So what I'm going to do, because this game is you know, it is a survival game, basically, is that early on, you have to do a shitload of just collecting of raw resources. So I'm going to cut that out because it's just, you know, there's nothing to see with it, right? Like, just, here we go. Chop, wood, tree fall down. Lots of that. And the rock gathering you've already seen. Trees all grow back, and you can't stop it, so I don't need to... I normally, in Minecraft, for instance, I try to be ecological, work with the landscape, and I don't. You know, I don't like clear cutting. But everything grows back in this game, so it's really kind of, you know, pointless to try and, like, RP being vegetarian or being eco-friendly, anything like that. So, yeah, I'm just going to cut it here and be back once I have made a basic little hovel, which is going to require getting, you know, about 400 stone and a bunch of plants. That's about it. So, you know, I got to do some gathering. We got... let's cook up some more of this meat. So you can see the benefits of, by the way, while I'm here, of doing the imps. I also, I forgot to mention in the server settings, I turned fucking spoiling meat down to the minimum. Because that is an idiot mechanic. I don't care if it's in other games. I don't care about any rationale. It's a stupid mechanic. Not because it's unrealistic, but because it just ruins the, like, it's, if you can't stockpile meat, like, it's not like you didn't kill the thing, right? Whatever it is. It's not like you didn't earn the meat, but there's literally no purpose to stockpiling meat. Because with default rates, it spoils quick. Like, quick. Like, you're basically always looking for food because it's just, it never stops. It's just constant. It just spoils instantly. It's fucking stupid. I hate the normal rate. So I turned that down. I don't give a shit. You want to yell at me? Yell at me. I don't care. If they add salt to the game and let you cure meat, give you a way to maintain so it doesn't spoil, then I will turn it back on. Alright? Deal. So, time to gather. Be right back. Okay, so in the interests of getting this video out in time today, I'm actually going to just cut it out here. So, I'm going to show you how building works real quick. Just going to lay down a basic little structure here. I actually need more walls. Alright, so we'll finish in a second, but basically. Put that down. And then walls. Looks like I took a lot of damage. You see, repairing is this easy. You just do that. And then 7. Everything snaps, you see? It's pretty great, actually. The building system in this game is really excellent. I'm looking forward to building a big, huge, crazy place. Should be fun. Okay, quick break while I get the last of the stone. Alright, here we go. Last little bits. Bit of wall. Put a door on it, which I did. So pro. Let me just get this ceiling up. Bam, 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 bam. It snaps logically too. It doesn't. You don't have to like. I haven't yet been struggling. Like, no, come on, go where I'm obviously trying to put you. Like, it's been fairly intuitive, fairly smart about its stuff. I appreciate that a lot, actually. All right, last bit. 50 wood. So, just leave it going. So, yeah, I'm excited about this game. I'm excited to see where it goes. I know. So, basically, the game's been out for a month, okay? And I was really hyped. I wanted to start recording this from launch day, from the 31st. But I was kind of struggling with how I wanted to do this series because this game, this franchise and this game means so much to me. I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to just shit out something random You know, I actually had plans and recorded. I tried. I tried to. My plan was to make. Oh, dude, come on. I got no quarrel with you, Turtle. My plan was to actually do 4 series. I was going to do 4 playthroughs, 1 for each religion, because this game. I don't think I mentioned, and if you didn't, if you don't know about the game, you wouldn't know this. But there's you pick your god, you pick your religion in this game. You pick between you worship Crom, who Conan worships in the movies, who is the god of the Sumerians. Dude, like, come on, fucking. So Crom, are you resetting? Nope. Crom doesn't. There's no benefit to praying to Crom. Crom does not care. Crom is strong as mountain, as Conan says in the movies. Oh my god, there's nowhere safe. Ridiculous. Crom just gives no shits. He is the quote unquote atheist option according to the devs. Are you still... Alright, Turtle. Alright, okay, fine. Watch him kill me. Dude, they... I've got no stamina to dodge. You wanted this war! There we go. Guess we're eating steak tonight. So, the gods. Yeah, so I assigned Crom because the main purpose of the god system... Shit. Please be an imp. Okay. The purpose of the god system is for PvP stuff. The ultimate goal... Like, I mean, not just PvP. Like, you get other stuff, supposedly. But the main purpose of what god you pray to is the avatars. You get to summon this crazy, like, taller than these mountains. Like, really big avatar of your god to just wreck other players' bases. But I'm doing this as a solo series, so it was kind of irrelevant, you know? Didn't matter. So I just picked Crom, because it's also thematic. That's what Conan does. He you know... I seldom pray to him. He doesn't listen. And I'm into that. It's about individualism, and about taking care of yourself. So I feel. So, no god, just went Crom. We have a door! We have shelter. See, you'll see up in the upper left there, shelter. It's because there's sandstorms. And sandstorms will kick your ass. So you need shelter. So there we go. Unfortunately, we can't move these items. You gotta dismantle them and you'll barely get back any resources, so I have to remake them. But, see? Even turned all the way down, stuff putrefies. 6 putrefies. It's ridiculous how high that is. I hate the mechanic. I hate it. Whatever. So, there we go. So that's Conan. That's the start. This is a basic hovel, right? What takes... your first 5 minutes in Minecraft is your first 2 hours in Conan. That's just how it is, because this game is hardcore. Dude, this game is serious biz. Oh, what I was getting at with the release date and the time and whatnot was... So, I tried recording it in character. That was the idea, was I was going to do one playthrough for each race, each god, and I was going to be in character the whole time. I was going to play it, and I recorded it a whole start. I recorded 2 hours, actually. And it was just really unnatural. It wasn't flowing. I was struggling to think of things to say and words to fill. And if you've watched my other series, you know that's not a problem. I have things to say. It just wasn't working. So I figured it would be more, also in keeping with the whole emotional, impact of what I mentioned earlier. It's more important for me to be authentic. So I'm just going to be doing this as myself. Not as a character. It's just going to be me exploring the game, and in keeping with how I do my Astroneer series, I haven't wikied. The game's been out for a month, but so God knows. Crom only knows what's in the city, what dark creatures are there. Maybe it's very mundane, maybe they've barely added hardly anything. We'll see. We'll find out when we get over here. It's going to be a while. We got to grind up a whole lot, because as you've seen how hostile the world is, you need armor. Like, you have to have actual supplies. You can't just go traipsing through the tulips up into the city, blah, blah, blah. You will die instantly. So that's what the next few episodes are going to be. Gearing up. Gathering, exploring. There's a bunch of camps we can raid over there and see what happens. I've raided randomly Exiles before, and there's nothing in their camps so far. So we'll see. Maybe we can loot armor. But there's a lot to explore in this game. You see these giant, almost never-ending story guardians, right? But they have crazy alien heads. What's up with that? We'll see. So lots to see in the series. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. I really hope you stick around for it. If you want to see more, hit like or dislike. Let me know why. Talk to me. Ask me questions. Hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a good day.